Hey everybody, welcome to the Fantasy Drink. Today I'm going to be talking about the Bonehunters, one chapter in particular from Stephen Erikson. But first, we have for the drink of the night Elijah, Elijah Craig, small batch. Uh, Very smooth, very affordable bourbon, and one of the best ones for the money. And so we will move right into Stephen Erikson's The Bonehunters. This is book 6 in the Malazan Book of the Fallen, and I'm in the middle of my reread. Second time I've been through this, which, as you may have heard from a lot of people, is even better the second time around. Uh, so, what I want to talk about is book 2, which is titled Beneath This Name. And it's chapter 7, which is the first chapter in book 2. And it says, there's a nice quote there: never bargain with a man who has nothing to lose. Indeed. Um, what I want to talk about here is this was an 80-page chapter in that massive tome you saw there, and was really a masterpiece of military fantasy storytelling. Um, it starts with what you think will be a siege of the city of Gatan, or Egatan. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll spell it out down below. Um, and it's anything but. Um, it sets up with Lehman and the Flails. It sets up a doom scenario that will destroy the Malazans and the whole city while he escapes with the aid of the goddess that he makes a bargain with. So the brilliance of this chapter is where we get continually evolving viewpoints that tell the stories of all these soldiers little by little. You have, I don't know, there must be like 10 to 15 viewpoints in this chapter alone, from all the different soldiers that are involved in this attack on the city, and then eventual burning of the city. And it's really great. And which with each one we get this plethora of characterization from all these characters. And so I've heard on some other places that Erikson isn't as strong on characterization as some of the other fantasy epics that have less characters and more focus on those characters. But as we all know, um, Erikson tends to write in a short story format, and that allows him to put characterization in many characters with as little time as possible. And it shows here, it shows in this chapter particularly, it really points it out. And so, if you don't believe that Erikson has good characterization, you got to read this chapter, because you're not getting it if you're not. And so there is one section here that includes the death of a Marine named Pella. And in just, I would say, you learn more about Pella in like 300 words. And you really get to know this character, and then given pangs of the heart by his death. And all from the way that Erikson characterized him. Now I'm going to look up page 243 in my copy of the book here, and see if I can just read a little bit of that. This isn't the whole page, but here is just a part of it. Pella looked back up at the opposite window to see momentarily a single flash, to feel the shock of surprise as the arrow sped at him, a hard, splintering, cracking sound. Pella's head was thrown back, helm crunching against the wall, something wavering at the upper edge of his vision, but those visions were growing darker. He heard his crossbow clatter to the cobbles at his feet, then distant pain as his knees struck the stones, the jolt peeling skin away. He'd done that once as a child, playing in the alley, stumbling, knees skidding on gritty, filthy cobbles. So filthy, the murk of hidden diseases, infections. His mother had been so angry, angry and frightened. This had to go to a healer. It had to go to a healer, and that had cost money, money they had been saving for a move to a better part of the slum. The dream put away, all because he'd skinned his knees. Just like now, and darkness closing in. Oh, Mama, I skinned my knees. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I skinned my knees. Whew. Gives me shivers just reading it again. Uh, so if that's not characterization, I don't know what is. So then, from Marine to Marine, soldier to soldier, we get all these wonderful insights into what it really means to be an enlisted soldier in the Malazan Empire. So I was floored by this chapter. I thought it was one of the most brilliant chapters in the whole series. And I figured I'd just do a short little video explaining that, going over it, and hopefully somebody can let me know out there what they think as well. I know there's a lot of Malazan fans out there, so maybe if you remember this and you remember this chapter, you can give me your thoughts on it as well. So beneath this name, indeed, and that name is Gatan or Egatan. I got to figure out how to say that. So never forget. And that's all for this evening. A little short one for that. Thank you.